He does everything that I do. He wants to be me so bad. He wouldn't even know about Call of Duty or know about the clan stuff if it weren't for me wanting to do that stuff. And then he just was like, yeah, sure, this is cool, I guess. He didn't even know what FaZe Clan was when I first showed him Call of Duty. He didn't even know what any of that was, trick shotting, etc. He didn't know nothing about clan stuff until I showed him. So that just means he just wants to be in my place and wants to be like me. It's just sad. How dumb do you have to think that you want to do the stuff that I do when you've never even knew about that stuff if it weren't for me? So once you get it done and you do win a tournament or something, right? Let's just say an example. Wins a tournament or hits a clip, puts it in a montage. You're doing that for me. You're basically doing all of that for me. You're not doing it for yourself. Stuff you're doing for yourself would be like the life updates. No, not even YouTube actually. Take out all that. If it doesn't involve me, let's take that out. Going to the hospital or just playing games by himself or watching Jeffy or whatever. That's all his stuff. Then when I came into the mix, now he's doing content creation, quote unquote, is what he thinks he is. He's doing Call of Duty. He's doing a lot more gaming than he would have done initially. And just all this stuff that I was already previously doing. So that confirms that he just wants to be me. You notice he's trying to do the things that I was trying to do back then. But at that time, it was the perfect time to do it. Because everybody was interested in it. And everybody was on that freaking FaZe Clan freaking, being popular. And everybody was interested in FaZe Clan and all that. That's why it was smart to do it then. And that's why I also did it then. Because I was inspired by them. Doing it nowadays is like, what are you inspired by? Them playing Fortnite? Like, hold on, bro. Why are you doing it so late? I will never understand why he's trying to do something that I was trying to do with Origins Alliance, because I was the leader. I was the one who started it. When he met me, he wouldn't even know about Origins Alliance. He wouldn't even know about any of that stuff. Does he say Origins Alliance nowadays? No. You want to know why? Because he didn't even make it. Does he say anything about World War III Battle of the Treasure or George the Bear nowadays? No, because he didn't make it. Did he say a lot of stuff about Alpha Shadowhawk the gamertag? Yes. But guess what? It's the same lane that all that stuff is with me, because he didn't make it. But he wants it so bad for some reason. The name Alpha Shadowhawk. Not sure why. I let him borrow it once and all of a sudden he thinks he's that person. When literally, as I've said so many times before, it is a alternate gamertag of Elite Killer Blade. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that and what he can't grasp with that. He can't make his own things. So all the people around him, is his parents even, and himself, can say whatever they want, but they still cannot prove that he made any of those things. It's just very weird to me why he's trying to do all the stuff that I was trying to do for Call of Duty and Clan nowadays, so late, years later. I mean, he's trying to make a game. Good luck, go figure, but he probably wouldn't even have any inspiration or motivation for that if it weren't for me and him doing clans, if it weren't for me and him doing any of that stuff. But hey, you know what? Let me just take out all the facts and the research and just say that, I mean, it would just still be true. If you take out all the facts and research, that's just literally what it leads up to. So besides that, where does that little kid Joshua and all that stuff go? Basically, he would be non-existent because he wouldn't even be doing YouTube if it weren't for me. He wouldn't even do any content creation. He wouldn't be going to Call of Duty events. He wouldn't be doing this clan stuff. He wouldn't be even talking to the overweight kid if it weren't for me trying to do clan stuff. But he wasn't down to do it. He was crying, making excuses, and acting the opposite of how he acts on camera now for that 30 minutes. Also, he had people behind him, though, that weren't his family for the first time, so he got very overconfident and made that video, had a mental breakdown. I don't know how they allowed that to happen, and they don't care about his well-being. And yeah, he's in therapy and stuff, but that obviously shows that a lot of stuff's affecting him about me, and I don't know why, because we were never that close. Not once, not a day in our lives. But if he thinks we were that close, then he needs to figure out some problems of his own, because I've said too many times, and even just multiple times that we're just not and never been at that level. So he needs to kind of, understand life and come back to reality instead of being in the virtual game space, and be here and kind of understand that we've never got to that point. We've just been acquaintances. So, I don't know why he's trying to do the stuff that I wanted to do. I don't really get any of that. And looking at all the other stuff he does, it's just stuff he would do off YouTube. All those games he played and did gameplays of, he'd be playing that off YouTube. There's nothing special about those Let's Plays or whatever else he does in that regards. Oh, you know what? There is one special thing that caters to him. The life update videos every day. That would just happen in his personal life, and he wouldn't record that. He would just, deal with that and have that happen. But now that I showed him YouTube, he's recording it and making it everybody else's business, and commenting on it with his own accounts. So, or the overweight comments on it. So, I don't know. I don't know why he has so much time on his hands, and tries to come at me saying all this stupid things that he will never know about, because he's never been at the leader level in a clan. He's never knew about all the stuff. So if he's coming at his maker, like, he's gonna meet his maker. I mean, and he did, music wise, with all the roast tracks. And that was that. But if I have to completely kill a career, then it'd take me 2 seconds. But he doesn't have one, so, and it would be effortless. But there's no point, because there's nothing to kill. There's no career that needs to be taken down off the internet. Because it was already non-existent, and especially because I made him and made his career type of little thing that he's going for. He's trying to make a career, but it's never gonna get to that point. He just doesn't know the ins and outs. But moving on. I did it on myself. No one else. No one helped me. There's some things that people were to tell me. A couple of it was cool. Learned something from it. But I'm the only one here in Legendary Grand Entertainment. Not JJ Orange, not Dawn. Shout out to them. But they did not help me. But you know who did? Me. Myself. And I. The homies X710. I didn't need no handouts, no freebies, no sponsors. I'm sponsored by Legendary Grand Entertainment, something that I made. Nothing. Nobody except me. Except me. Oh, what's the dude you got with you? The overweight kid that picks his ear and nose on stream? Makes millions of streams because he couldn't win one Call of Duty match and prove a point? There's no other reason. Unless he's, mentally, should be in a mental institute. Otherwise, or in a straitjacket. Otherwise, that's the dude backing you. Now, let's talk about this real quick. So if you're talking about you're in a higher position than me, but you're at a Walmart stocking, I don't think that's manager position, but hey, you know what? Leave it to it. But that's not even, why does that even have to do with anything here? Why is it going to that? Because it's over video games. You're making a video game and you're probably having that dude helping you. In what way is it a good thing to have that guy around you, seeing everything as his content? That's professional. That's going to get people to want to watch. That's what's going to get money. That's what you think. Good luck. And vice versa. That goes for the overweight one too. Because in that case, the anorexic kid who was mad at the same thing at video games, it's the same for that. With both of them, those kids delusional, having sponsored from people that just started, no following. How are they even financially backed up? They just started. Some beef jerky company or something. I got sponsors. Where's yours? And it's like, What sponsors? What money is being put into this? What are you talking about? Why are you trying to do Call of Duty esports teams? You haven't even established yourself as a content creator yet. You haven't even established a single clip. All your clips are on bots. And the only ones online you're hard scoping in a spot. Random people who don't even upload sniping clips that just snipe hit better shots than that. There's millions of players, and if not millions, hundreds of thousands of players out there that are way beyond your skill level. Both the anorexic bird and the frickin' overweight X Deadly's clone. Well, they're both X Deadly's clones, but because he has an X in his little gamer tag. It's just, I find it very hilarious how they try to act like they've done so much when they haven't even established anything. Every clip that I've uploaded was sexual. Now in that montage, the quad feed with the Cell 3 cauterizer or whatever from Advanced Warfare, it was just a quad feed, right? But the thing is, it was lagging on the internet, and I liked the clip, and I've had the clip for so long, I just wanted to put in my own montage. So let's get that out of the way. The rest of the clips on there, those are official clips. Those are no camping. Yeah, I was in a spawn for that raid one on Black Ops Cold War. If you really want to put that one out, alright, let's take that out. You still see other things happening. Crazy clips. Am I going for clips nowadays? Am I playing Call of Duty nowadays? Am I trying to do that nowadays? Not as much as I used to. I still do it every once in a while, but I don't go for it because everybody have seen it for years before. Everybody's seen that. So everybody's not as interested, especially when if FaZe plays Call of Duty, I don't think they do the same montages and stuff and all that. And if they do, let's say they do, I highly doubt they're gonna get the same numbers they did back in the day when they did the the first Modern Warfare came out. No remasters, no reboots, which is weird. They call it a reboot, but they use the same characters and same ideas they've already had before. But you know what? Go figure. And then the Black Ops series, same thing. I mean, at least Cold War was a little bit different. I mean, I don't know. Modern Warfare seemed a little bit too similar to the original Modern Warfare, while I feel like that one kind of seemed a little bit different. I'm not looking too much into it, though. Because the point is, you can see them making these little sales or whatever and see that, but it's not the same. I bet you they're buying their own copies. They have so much money now, why won't they? Why can't they? It's an option. But, it all goes down to who really cares about Call of Duty anymore. No one cares about Call of Duty because there's nothing like FaZe Clan that what they did impacted the game so much to the point where the developers know who they are. The people that made Call of Duty know who these people are because what they did with their game. They skyrocketed it. They added so much players. People were inspired to snipe, trick shot, all of that. It was a fun time. It was a great time. I was glad I was a part of that time in 2013. 2013. At the height of FaZe Clan's popularity. And when me and that bird, fake clone bird that tries to steal a gamer tag, never been his, so it's okay. If you want to, baby your way into that and trying to get it as your own, never will be. You can still FaZe Jev's colors and, think that you have it, go do you. But the thing with this whole thing that I'm trying to say is they can't get to that point if they are talking like this. If they're being like this, then clearly something's wrong here. If they're getting mad at me, then that's especially the reason why they don't have a following. You can buy all these sub-bots and buy all these bots and whatever and act like and maybe feel like you have it all because your egotistical self needs that, because your friends aren't enough. You already have all these people around you. I don't have a single friend around me. It's just me and myself. And I don't have anyone around me to encourage me or to boost my self-esteem or whatever. I don't need that. That's a little bit of the difference here. So, it all comes down to, this is exactly why that they need each other. That's why there's so many groups of people getting mad at me, and it adds and adds and adds, because they're all little kids just grouping up, getting at me because they're not ready for this level. They're not ready yet. Especially not Joshua, especially not the other X-Deadlies clone, the second one. It's just I don't think they'll ever get to that point because they're too childish. They're too immature. But I hope they figure it out for themselves, that they need to do it themselves. Like I'm doing this. I'm self-made, independent, all that. But they just don't know what that means or what that is. They don't get any of that. They forget the fact that I do music. They forget the fact that I'm a comedian, so they can't take a joke, so they take it as a dick. And they take it so hard. But they just will never understand the level of how it feels and is to be at this top level. It's above the top. It's the tip of the mountain. It's the literal definition of the pinnacle. It is just where they wish to be, where they talk about as if they are there. When, how do I have more views than someone with 2,000 subscribers? Let's just keep it realistic with one channel. He wants to talk about that I have so many channels. All right, let's talk about views real quick. You could talk about all these subs. Let's look at the comments. No profile pictures, no... Sounds like the same dude's commenting. And it's one of two people. And I know exactly those two people that I'm talking about right now. So, anyhow, it's just sad reality for them, I guess you could say. But, I mean, that's why I did reality check, the roast tracks. But with those still up and they still doing whatever they're doing, being mad at themselves, basically, not mad at me, because they're just having a battle with themselves, and they are probably going to end up doing something stupid. So keep an eye on them, everybody, and just watch them. But yeah, I did this on myself, so, and people realize, I mean, when you put it all together and you do that research, you'll realize everything that I'm saying is just straight facts. Whether you play Call of Duty or not, if you just see the research, the whole point of this video will make absolute sense that it is a fact. But then again, I am the homie Zach, 710.